as night follows day, as the hypocrisy follows the far top. There's like a bad smell when they're queuing up to renew their season tickets. I'm going to give you my Premier League predictions into the 2023-2024 season. And as always, as advertised, it will be the top 4 and bottom 3. Spoiler alert, Newcastle do not feature in my top 4. The only reason you got top 4 last season was because Chelsea and Liverpool had problems on and off the pitch. This upcoming season, it will be different. Let's kick it off with the bottom 3 and work our way up. The 3 teams who have come up from the Championship last season are as follows: Burnley, Sheffield United and Luton. This is Luton's first ever, I believe, Premier League season. I would have rather commentary and Blackburn over Burnley and Sheffield United. When they're in the Premier League, they don't have a competitive edge whatsoever. Luton is the only team that have come up that interests me. I think they've said they're going to keep the same squad they had last season in the Championship. I remember Wigan Athletic doing more or less the same thing. And they got to a League Cup final and they finished 7th, 8th in the league. That was when they had Paul Jewell, who then went to be replaced by Chris Hutchins, as always. Luton haven't spent any money. I think they're going to get batterings. They're going to be roasted every single week because they're not going to spend, the money they need to. Their stadium is like the Highbury. Small, compact, no room to manoeuvre. And if they want to survive in the Premier League, their home form's got to be the key ingredient. And it does look like a shithole, a recycled hellhole that should be in League One. But unless they're in the big time. They do play some good football. They put in some exquisite crosses, what I've seen saw in the playoff semi-final and in the final at Wembley itself. And the other 2 places, Burnley and Sheffield United. And the way that Burnley played last season in the Championship is not going to work. It doesn't work in the real world. And I can see Vincent Kompany, if he sticks to his principles and is stubborn, he'll get the sack. And then they'll go back to a pragmatic style of play that Burnley are well known for. And if Sean Dyche gets the sack from Everton, which I wouldn't count against, then he'll go back to Burnley and try and save their bacon. And yes, to you weirdo vegans out there, meat is key. And I'll keep on eating it, whether you like it or not. And as Starship once said, nothing's going to stop us now. So I think Burnley will need to, rein in their attacking. Because I don't think it's going to come up. They're going to come up short. But the home form will be the key. Sheffield United, just bland. I'd rather watch Peyton try than watch Sheffield United. Who would want to watch Burnley versus Sheffield United, by the way? I mean, nobody would. Just crazy why anybody, would. Is that when they had the pay-per-view that people had to pay? Like Prem Plus, back in the day. No one's going to pay to watch those 2 teams. Just, they'll do something else instead. That's the bottom 3 sorted. Now for the top 4. I predicted, when De Gea left, that we're now going to win the league. I'm so confident for the first time since 2013. Because the important part of your team, it's not an opinion, it's a fact, is the goalkeeper. Look how Edison transformed Man City. They won the league by 100 points, right? They finished 20 points, including goal difference, ahead of us when we finished behind them in 2nd place. And now De Gea's gone. It's a new era for Man United Football Club. and I think we're going to do it. We're going to win the league. I don't think it will be a chasm. I think there'll be a couple of points in it. But now De Gea's gone, we've got Onana, you know, which is still a work in progress. You know, he will make mistakes, there's no doubt about that. But the team are going to be more confident. So that's going to be good. They're not going to be looking over their shoulder. And I don't think Onana is going to lose 5-0, 7-0 that we've suffered, the 6-1 against Spurs behind closed doors. So, yeah, very excited to see what the goalkeeper will do. And I think we've got a good squad, even though we've got loads of dead within it. But hopefully that will be trimmed. At the time of recording, no player has really left Man United Football Club via money. So we're going to win the league. You heard it here first. So place your bets. Second, I'm going to go for Man City. What I'll say about Man City is I think getting rid of Gundogan was a massive mistake. I think that weakens them. And I also think them getting rid of Bernardo Silva, the same applies. And I'm sure, I speak for every single Man United fan, that if Bernardo Silva was available, every single one of us would go get him. I'm sure I speak to the whole of the fan base. Because Bernardo Silva is a fantastic, intelligent player. And Man City, you know, need to hold on to him and not lose him. Because that is going to cause them even more pain and suffering now that Gundogan's gone. So, they've got to pick the players they want to get rid of wisely. Bernardo Silva, if I was a Man City fan, would be the player that I would want to keep. Third, Arsenal. They've signed Timber. The script writes itself there. Declan Rice has signed. They signed Trossard in January. They signed the Polish centre-back as well. They've got rid of Granit Xhaka, who Arsenal fans wanted to get rid of for years upon years. And they did well last season. You know, they come up short, but, you know, Man City are a machine. They won games in a row. Did you know that before Man City got their ducks in a row, they had only won 3 games in a row up until that point? That is an astonishing stat. So how Man City went at a canter towards the end of the season was impeccable. It was fantastic, and Arsenal just couldn't keep up with them. But it's not Arsenal's fault. Man City is just too good. You know what I mean? And that can happen. And there's nothing to be ashamed of there. So Arsenal should be very proud of themselves in that regard, that they went toe-to-toe with City, but they just didn't have that extra ingredient that Man City have, which is experience. And that counts an awful lot in the Premier League. So third for Arsenal. And fourth is going to be, I think it's going to be Tottenham. I'm not going to pronounce the manager's name because I butcher it. But I think the former Celtic manager, he has made some shrewd signings. And maybe, just maybe, at the time of this recording, Harry Kane is still a Tottenham player, by the way. Just to let you know that. And maybe they're using the Harry Kane money to get these players in. They got Maddison as well. They got Solomon, who, he's got a fantastic goal, by the way, Solomon, against Brighton. He was in the dying embers of the game when Solomon played for Fulham. It's a great goal. I think he went all the way from the halfway line and had a shot from the, near the penalty area. It was a fantastic goal. So Spurs, and they got rid of Lloris. That's very important. They needed a new goalkeeper, and that is going to transform them. That's a very shrewd signing, that. And I think he's going to do. I think he signed better players than Mourinho did and Conte did. And I think Spurs are going to surprise a few people. I generally think they will. So let's recap, shall we? The bottom 3. Luton, Sheffield United, Burnley. Top 4, Man United, league winners. 2nd, Man City. 3rd, Arsenal. 4th, Tottenham. And that wraps it up.